Hey, Four Seasons. A word about words today. Um, I don't know about you if you've been paying attention to the media at all, but one of the things that I'm noticing increasingly, especially as we're having these conversations about what it looks like to reopen, should we reopen, what are the risks involved, what are the risks of not reopening, all of those conversations, of course, are happening right now by officials at federal, state, local levels and by lots of people like you and me. And it's complicated, right? There's a lot of factors, but and it needs vigorous debate, right? There are passionate voices on all sorts of sides. I want to say both sides, but there's multiple angles to come at this. And there's passionate voices, and there should be. These are big issues. They're really important things that we need to discuss, and that doesn't always end up being kind of nice, you know, conversation, gentle conversation, right? People get heated, they get passionate, and that's all fair and appropriate. But you know what is not helpful? Name calling, right? Like, you want to make sure that no one who disagrees with you is going to listen to anything you say. Start throwing names around. Start calling people names, right? Because immediately what happens is the person that you call a name, they and the people on their team shift into defensive posture or even offensive posture, right? It goes from what are the issues that we're talking about to you said something insulting to me, I'm going to come back at you with something insulting. And it becomes this like schoolyard tit for tat kind of thing. It's ridiculous. And frankly, it's embarrassing. Now, one of the phrases that has meant a lot to me over the years, I don't even know who said it, but I think it's one of the truest things I've ever heard, is that words make worlds. Words make worlds. You know, when we were young as kids, or if you have young kids, you probably either heard or said the words, sticks and stones will break my bones, but words will never hurt me, right? But we all know that's bogus. That's completely untrue. Words can destroy people. Words are powerful, and they can either tear people down or they can build them up. The author of the book of James in the New Testament, the half-brother of Jesus, he says that the tongue, he talks about the tongue, he says, in the same way, the tongue is a small thing that makes grand speeches, but a tiny spark can set a great forest on fire. And among all the parts of the body, the tongue is a flame of fire. It is a whole world of wickedness corrupting your entire body. It can set your whole life on fire, for it is set on fire by hell itself. That's kind of extreme, but it's true. The tongue can be incredibly destructive, tearing down not just individuals, but societies, causing great division and rifts. I mean, we see it all around us right now. But the tongue is also incredibly powerful on the positive end, right? It can build people up, it can encourage, it can heal. You get to choose whether your tongue is going to be an instrument of healing or an instrument of destruction. You get to choose. Your words will make worlds for you and for the people around you. What are you going to do? My hope and my prayer is that you would choose to use your words wisely, that you would use your words to build up, not to tear down, to build something constructive. That doesn't mean we can't argue about important things. We most certainly can, and we should. We need to debate vigorously things like what it looks like to reopen, how quickly we should reopen, what precautions we should take, the impact of that on folks who are vulnerable, the impact of not opening, all of those things, right? We need to debate that. We need to talk about really difficult things like racism and the ways that we see that again and again in our society. We need to talk about really difficult things all the time, and sometimes it's going to get us heated, but it doesn't have to make you a horrible person. It doesn't have to make you a bully with your words. Choose your words wisely. Your words will make worlds. world for you and for the people around you. Sow love and gentleness and peace. Jesus says, out of the overflow of the heart, the mouth speaks. We find out pretty quickly the kind of person that you are, the kind of person that I am, by the words that come out of our mouths. And that's not just do you curse or not. That's how do you use your words? Do you use your words to build people up, to work for justice and righteousness and what is good and loving in the world? Or do you use your words to attack and to tear down, to build up yourself at the expense of others? What do you do? What kind of world are you building with your tongue? I hope it's the kind of world that you and your loved ones want to live in for a long time. Grace and peace, friends.